What is going on? What is going on? Everybody in the house, what is going on? Wake up in Cleveland every single morning.
I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this wet. Tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this wet. Tell 'em run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this wet. Tell 'em run it up.
What is going on? What is going on? Tech Thursday, DJ Tech Thursday on a glorious Thursday because we woke up today. It's always nice to wake up. We are here. I don't know how long this one's going to go today. I'm battling a sore throat. So, I'm hoping that it'll work its way out. I'm hoping, but we shall see. I've been out a lot. I've been DJing a lot. I've been working a lot. So, I don't know. I'm a little, burnt out is not even the word. I'm not burnt out. I'm just busy, super, super busy. And I feel super low. So because of the busyness, because of the fact that like everything is just all over, you know what I mean? You ever get to a point where you're trying to work on something, but there's literally like 15 other things you have to do? That's where I am right now. I don't have enough. I have alarms going off, but I don't have enough time in the world right now. So I'm forced to prioritize the things that I do. And right now, I don't know, there's just a lot. There's a ridiculous amount of events that we're doing. And I'm not sick. I'm not really sick. I woke up and I had a sore throat. After I, brushed my teeth and mouthwash and everything, it got better, but it's still there. It's probably just a drip. The weather's changing again here. We were, 100 degrees for the past 2 weeks. And now we're like 70. We keep our windows open right now because it's just been so hot. Sometimes when the windows are open and it gets cooler than you're expecting, your body can't cope with it. So a little bit of everything. It's not a big deal. We'll get through it. I still have to end this call at a certain point and go to work because that's life. Right now, sorry, my son is texting me. Right now, after this call, besides the fact that I'm on dad duty today because the wife is out, I got calls all day today. My son is hilarious. So my son he's a dancer. He's a tap instructor also. He just sent me a song that says, "Turn It Up, Bitch" by Limp Bizkit. And then says, "Can you clean this up for me?" That doesn't sound ideal. Not when the profanity is literally in the song title. That doesn't seem like it's going to go well for me at all. See, but that's what I'm saying. And then there we go. We have more work that people just throwing on me. Now, fortunately, it's Rosh Hashanah this weekend. So while we do have events, I'm not working. So that'll be a nice weekend to kind of, even though we are going to be running around a lot because that's what happens over Rosh Hashanah. You're at temple, you're jumping around, you're meeting with family. It's a lot of work too. But I will have a little more time just to not do anything. Because after this weekend, I work all the way through, I work all the way through to Harvest of Sound in Boston. Because my last event is looking like it's going to be in New York. We're doing a bar mitzvah in New York around the beginning of December. And then right after that, I have to go to Boston for the Harvest of Sound convention. So, and then I think after that, it gets a little easy until I probably have a New Year's event, and then we're back to work again. There's literally, I think, every single Saturday night from next week on, and go back. What are we in right now? We're September. So yeah, go back to August 1st, and there will be literally, I think we're averaging 7 or 8 events, bar mitzvahs, every single Saturday night, all the way until mid-December. Amazing. It's absolutely amazing, but it is a lot of work. Sometimes it would be nice if I was just a DJ. Just a DJ and a multi-op. Because then I wouldn't have to think about all the other things. Because like after my call today, I have 5 meetings scheduled. After my 5 meetings, I have to shoot 2 videos that are both time sensitive. Just a lot. It's just a lot. So, I'm sorry, I'm reading comments right now. Let me bring these to the middle here. There we go. Okay. All right. So yeah, I know people are saying, God bless and everything. Yes, it's amazing. But it's okay to be appreciative. And also, frustrated at the same time. 2 things can be true, because it can be a lot. So it's fine. It's fine, but it can be a lot. Like, for instance, one of the reasons why I work as much as I do is because I want to maintain the level of quality, that's going out. And even though we have a good DJ roster, DJs are DJs. They're dependable up until they're not. And for the most part, all of my guys are dependable. But also my guys have their own dreams and aspirations. I have a couple of battle DJs. I got DJs that are part-time. I got DJs that still want to be that club DJ. What do I mean by that? I mean that if somebody gets an opportunity to do a club, they will choose that one, depending on the club, over, a gig from us. And we pay considerably better than that club gig. I DJ a lot out, and, on average, a typical club gig ranges between $250 to $500 a night. That's just typical club pricing. There are a couple of gigs that I do that offer, considerably more than that, but that's few and far between. And then when you think about it and you're like, well, that's great, but you're never, you're only going to get that like upper, depending on who you are, when you are. So we're still paying considerably better than pretty much any club you can do. But people have those dreams of being like, those big time DJs. More power to them. I completely understand. I'm not questioning or judging anybody. You have a dream, take your shot. But we still have a company to run, so I would love to be able to not work as much. It'll get there. We were almost there before the pandemic. We were there before the pandemic. The pandemic came and killed us. So, it is what it is. Because after I said all that stuff, now I'm going to go ahead and be hypocritical, because I'm doing a lot more events and gigs that people are booking me for also. And, I've been doing this whole thing for years. Now I'm like, hey, let me go get mine a little bit here. If people are like, well, when are you available? Can you give me your schedule? I'm booking for October. I'm booking for November. And I'm like, I have Fridays and Sundays. I don't have any Saturdays up until basically January because nobody really books DJs in December. That's kind of a dead month. People are on holiday, a lot of corporate events, so it's a little different. I have Fridays. That's my day. I booked some gigs, which is great, but I only have Fridays. So it's a little bit bittersweet. Anyway, hungry. I'm a little hungry. All right, let's see what we got here in the chat. Try not to wait too long to answer things. I did see Mixed Master G and L in the building, I believe. What is going on? Kylie Palm, DJ G Kenny in the building. By the way, speaking of G Kenny, I had I DJ'd at a random axe throwing place, and G Kenny came with his girl. They had a little date night, threw some axes, not at me, thankfully, and it was a good time. Although, like I always say, I never see anybody. They have me in a corner, so I have no idea what impact it is. I said this before, but that was cool for him to come on to support. I always say, if you can't support your fellow DJs or people that you want to support, do that. If you have the opportunity. I try to go out at least once a week, and dual serving. I go out and I'm typically trying to book another event, so I try to see my people all the time, and even if somebody's like not somebody I consider like to be a good friend, but I'm on IG and their ad pops up or their flyer, if it's something, relative to where I am and I can get out there and see them, I always try to stop by. Always, if I can. I can't do it all the time, but if I can, I try to stop by. So support your fellow DJ. I am like, my body's like starving all of a sudden. I'm never this hungry at 10 o'clock in the morning, but I am starving right now. Yeah. So support your local and favorite or whatever. Hold on one second. I'm hearing random noises in my house. Let me just check on something real quick. Okay. Now I have doors open because I'm concerned that somebody's just roaming through my house right now. Okay. DVD Puck in the building. Kylie Palm in the building. Marcos Contreras. Don Rafa. Mesa, Arizona is Marcos. I'm actually in Arizona doing an event at the end of the month. End of the month, I will be out there, out in Scottsdale. So that should be fun. Brad Yeeson Tanner says, afternoon, sir. Messing around with some mapping last night on Traktor. New controller from them having me messing with their stuff again. Why you think about Traktor? I think that's what do you think about Traktor introducing new equipment? You should ask Mixmaster GNL what I think. I have no connection at all to Traktor whatsoever. You have to ask people that actually love Traktor. I don't have a problem with Traktor. My buddy Carlo Antonia, he uses Traktor, loves himself some Traktor. I don't have a problem with it. I just, I don't know. There's nothing pulling me to Traktor at all. And another thing that drives me nuts about Traktor, and maybe this is a fundamental business decision, but I don't like anything without crossfaders. And they seem to hate crossfaders. So it doesn't really work for me, like at all. So I just never connected with it. And I probably, they're a very interesting company. They'll be radio silent for months, forever. And all of a sudden, hey, look, a brand new piece of hardware. Oh, you're still making Yeah, we're still doing it. Like, it's the weirdest thing. Like, I get it, for their production stuff. Like, I completely understand because their production stuff is very, very big. And I assume that it's probably the driving force of their company. But yeah, their DJ stuff just seems like an afterthought. And every so often somebody will just come out with hey, look, I got this plan for this new hardware. And the guys at Traktor are like, make it, put it on. And people will go, ooh, that looks kind of cool. And then it'll just disappear again. That's Traktor in my book. I know like 4 people that use Traktor. It's 4 people with tens of thousands of DJs. I know 4 people. And one of them is in the chat today. Good morning, Lance Jackson. Let's see. Brad. I already answered Brad. Danny B in the building. What's going on? Mr. Wobblyhand. Good to see you. Primetime event DJs. Good afternoon from Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach. Hey, by the way, I'll wait to bring that up until I know there's, considerably more people. Ernesto in the building. Don Rafa. Jack Hammer. Not to be confused with his porn name of Jack Hammer. Okay, let's see here. DVD Pox said, I just got hit with a W9. Can you talk about your experience with this? If you've ever been surprised with one, you raise your rates. Okay. All right. Let's talk business 101, basically. W9s are a part of business. No, I don't charge more for a W9 because your rate is your rate. Your rate should include any tax liabilities that you're going to incur. If somebody gives you a W9, they're essentially writing off your portion on their end as a business expense. That's why you're getting W9'd. There's nothing wrong with that. And you should be W9ing a lot of the stuff you do too. We have several employees or people that work for us that we W9. And then at the end of the year, this is a business expense. So there's nothing wrong with it. The fact, I'm going to assume that if you're asking about the W9 POC, that you're probably doing a lot of under the table work, which is fine. I'm not judging anybody. Do your thing. You know, I don't love when I'm taking a gig, a side gig, because here's the thing about business, not business, but like taxes. So we have an entity for check 1-2. All right. It's got its own, tax ID number, everything. When a business says, oh, I want to book Cleveland Terry, if we run it through check 1-2, everything has to be put in check 1-2's name. The check or whatever, any W-9, everything goes to there. But if I do something on the side, like, hey, we want you to do a gig for me, like, cool, whatever. Now it's the same concept, but however they are paying that entity, whether it be that person, that business, the name and the tax ID have to line up for a business to be able to write it off. They can't just say, oh, we're going to use your check 1-2 tax ID, but we're going to send the check to you. They can't do that. Everything has to line up. Your ID, your business name, your insurance, all of these liabilities have to be under the same name, or they can get in trouble. You can get in trouble. It's not legit. So every so often somebody will book me and then like, oh, hey, by the way, can I get your W-9? I'm just like, you could have said that earlier, but whatever. And then you give me your W-9 and then that's it. Now, here's the issue. For the most part, a W-9, a single W-9, even a couple W-9s that don't reach a certain dollar threshold, you don't even have to claim. There is a number. So unless those W-9s are big, and I don't know where you are, so I'm only talking about America, unless those things are big that are going to get kind of thrown up on the radar, usually speaking, it doesn't matter. It's not even going to get acknowledged. So you're fine. But W-9s are a part of business, but you don't raise your rates for that. That's you're always going to have some sort of tax liability on whatever income that you're getting, I guess, claimed income. All right. NYC. Yes. Don Rafa. Should be in New York, in December. Okay. And now it's homecoming season coming up. Yeah, I get that. Mixmaster G, I don't know what you pay, but I can imagine it's a lot more than club DJs. It's absolutely a lot more. I've had DJs tell us they can't work because they have a club gig, and I know the club they're working for, and I'm like, I can't believe you chose to take $160 when we would have paid you a lot more than that. Now, of course, granted, there's a lot more work involved. We have the days are longer. You guys know this. There's equipment to be brought and all these things. So I get it. It's a lot less work, but I don't know. If I feel like if I'm going to be doing any hours of work, I'd like to get paid the maximum amount, regardless of, what I'm doing. Justin, the DJ in the building. What's going on, fam? Good to see you. Ruben in the building. How's it going, man? Good to see you. Max, my house has so many random noises that I tune them out now. Burger could come. Yeah, this is true. Especially when you have animals, because they're always barking or moving or shuffling or scratching, and you're just like, who's tap dancing in my living room? Brad Gesentiner. Nice. Okay, let's see here. What else we got? Ruben says I find it funny how Cleveland went into virtual but won't touch Traktor. Well, that's easy. That's absolutely easy, because with virtual DJ or algorithm DJ, I don't have to leave my hardware, and I'm not trying to MIDI map all of my DJ gear. Just not trying to do that. It's not my thing. Just not my thing. It's okay. I don't have to like every program, and I'm even with virtual DJ. It's not my favorite. It's a great program. It's not my favorite. It's not a program that I go to. But I recognize the quality of the program. Ruben says a crossfader is always in my way. You know, it's just a difference of DJing. I come from a world, and I'm still in a world where a crossfader runs everything. It just runs it. I love a crossfader. So, if I go to a place where I'm just continuously DJing without a crossfader, I don't know how much fun I would have. To be honest with you, I just don't know. I don't know. All right. The Donald with the $10 super chat. Thank you so much, fam. I appreciate you. Obviously, every time I see something like this, we appreciate this. This goes straight into the fund, helps us keep making content, keeps pushing forward. There's several ways that you can support the channel. One is by super chat. Another one is by everybody in green, the Rubens, the Marcos, who else is there? Prime Time, Wobbly Hand, Lance Jackson, all these people with the greens. Those are all members. And if you look down below, you'll see that there is either a join button or a member button. That's to support the channel. You know, it's like buying me a cup of warm coffee. It's warm now, but I have a fan that's kicking in that's slowly trying to cool this off. My Ember is like working overtime. The fact that my Ember only works for like an hour and a half, and then the fan overpowers it. So I'm going to move it over there. Okay. He's a day walker. Pablo in the building. So I had a guy. I wish I would remember his name. I don't remember his name, but it was it the Expo? I think it was DJX. Anyway, I had a panel. It was DJX. I had a panel. And after the panel, you know, people come up, they're like, hey, they talk to you, take pictures, whatever. And I don't remember the guy's name. And he probably wouldn't want me to say it on here anyway if I did. But he says, hey, man, big supporter of your channel. Love what you do. I'm not a member. You know, I don't do super chats. It's just not, you know, something that I do. And he's like, but I do want to give you something. And he slaps my hand with the bill. I just put it in my pocket. I didn't even think about it. Just, you know, said thank you. And later on, I actually looked into my pocket. Guy gave me $100. So thank you. Thank you, guy, that I don't know your name because I can't remember, for the super chat. I appreciate that, honestly. Okay. Nick likes his grass. What? Where'd that come from? All right, let's take a look here. Traktor's MIDI are meant to be dual purpose to control missile silos of nuclear power in case it goes down. Yeah. It's just not for me. Not for me. Okay. One of my buddies uses it. There we go. Okay. Traktor's still my base DJ software, best beat grid analysis, best software effects, and best auto gain. But I'm on the fence. And if Mixmaster says he's on the fence, Traktor will be dead by tomorrow. Because Mixmaster is like single-handedly driving Traktor sales. If Mixmaster GNL wasn't here, there'd be nobody using Traktor. Phil Tan in the building. Good to see you, fam. Good to see you. Okay. Kalo asks, I know that you are not a lawyer. I am not. Or giving financial advice. I am not. But could you discuss the process of getting an LLC for your business? That is the easiest thing that you can do. There are several like paralegal companies like We the People and things like that that'll create your LLC for next to nothing. LLCs are easy. LLCs are just extensions of your normal tax ID. You know, you get some additional protections, but they're always connected to your main social security number. You know, there's no way around that. People just think, oh, just get an LLC. Yeah, but there are some legal responsibilities even with LLCs. You know, if you go up from there, um, there's far more legal things, legal protections on you. You know, like going an S corp or something like that. You know, we are an S corp at my company. You know, and there's only two managing partners. You know, but S corp. We started out as an LLC and then moved out to an S corp. Um, DJ Eat in the building. Uh, all right. I hear if you mix W9, I don't even know sometimes why I read Pablo's comments. I'm like, this one may be legit. Oh, it's not legit. Okay, fine. All right. Let's see. I'm late. How long has Cleveland been talking to y'all? Not long. Not long, Balance. Since maybe 10:10. Okay. Mixmaster DJ is not bad in mapping either. All right, that's a personal conversation. We'll let that one go. DJ ISM 317. Thanks for hanging out today. Appreciate you. Rotary mixers. So that's probably the only thing that I would consider, just because it's such a different feeling altogether with rotary mixers. You know, like it's just different. But a mixer controller without a crossfader to me just feels half done. At least with rotary, like there's some enjoyment to it. You're touching knobs. Like that's a boy's dream right there. Okay, that came out okay. Traktor really works nicely on the Rain 70. See? Did you hear that noise? That's the ghost in my house. Okay, now I know what it is though. I like that ghost. He's cool. I more power to you. What if your crossfader don't work or sync to virtual? Okay, let's not get it twisted. I absolutely know how to work a upfader. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I prefer using the crossfader for my mixes. I am a DJ. I am a vinyl DJ. I'm a turntable DJ. So crossfader is a part of that whole core. You can't, I mean, and I'm not doing, you know, EDM and long drawn out mixes. That's not my thing. So I'm just, you know, there's a different system for everyone. DJ Eat, you are my DJ hero. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you. Appreciate everybody that supports. Thank you so much. Okay. Funk Fun says, mine is not so lucky for me. I'm old school. I know how to get around that and make it sound like I'm fading. I need to reset my DJ Rev. Going to have to tutorial. Guys, I know how to do this stuff. I appreciate you guys helping me. But it's not about that. You know, I'm old school too, but it's not about that. I prefer the crossfader. It doesn't require help. It's just a preference. But if the crossfader dies and I got to work up faders, I can still work up faders. That's a part of DJing. You know, that's it. You know, you got to know how to work around things. Look, when I was growing up, when I was a kid, I just suddenly felt really, really gray and wrinkled and old just now. But when I was growing up, I didn't even learn to scratch off the crossfader or the up fader. We used the switch, the little transform switch. That's where I started learning, and that one was up. You know, now that switch doesn't even exist on mixers anymore. That was a great feature. That was a great feature. T Diesel in the building. What is going on? That is the main mod. Make sure you give T Diesel some love. He's always here, even though he doesn't want to be. I pay him club rates, so he doesn't really make any money. So there's no incentive for him to be on here. Okay. Let's see here. Pablo says LLC, they're still coming for your house. Exactly. Exactly. That's the best possible scenario. You can still lose everything with an LLC. Okay. Okay. And NC, you just go to the state website, fill out the forms, pay, and they send you your license. Well, there you go. And I know every state is different, so I don't assume, but a lot of times, people like to know a little bit more about what they're doing before they do it, but it's all the same. It is all the same. Okay. DJ Eat ask, will you be adding a Rev 5 to your fleet? That is a good question. There is a Rev 5 coming back to me because I asked for one for a longer term review. I don't like doing reviews with 2 or 3 days to use something. It just drives me nuts, especially because I couldn't take it out. So now when they send it to me, I can actually take it out. I can really put it through its paces. So there will be a long-term review on that. Another review that's coming out should be relatively easy is I'm doing a long-term review of the Gig Bar ILS with the 260s. That's my next review. Also, who else is sending me something? Which I guess things that I'm excited for. Mackie Thrash 212. Battery powered. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Now, again, I know a lot of people are going to hate on Mackie. I know that. I know that's what the world likes to do. Just literally trash, pardon the pun. Trash competitors. I get that. But I'm a big fan of what Mackie does, and that is make a useful, affordable speaker that actually does a solid job. Not the best job. Not the most amazing job. Not that there aren't other higher priced speakers out there that do the same thing but better. I'm fine with the thumps. The thump goes are amazing. And now if I can get them in a 12 battery powered, that's going to open up a lot of options for places that I would never think of. That's going to open up a lot of options for places that in the past, I would have to rent a generator. I wouldn't have to do that for a lot of these super small, isolated events. I have school events where they're legitimately like, we put you on the football, the soccer field. I'm like, cool. Where's your power? Oh, we don't have any. What are you expecting me to play with? Hopes and dreams? Like I gotta have power. That's the fundamental rules of DJing. Can't really DJ without electricity. So, yeah, that would help a lot. And the only thing they're missing, and you can even get around this. I was saying that, a company like Shure or Sennheiser needs to make a battery powered mic box. That'd be amazing. Now, of course, you can get around that with the Sennheiser mic XLRs or the X5s. You can get around that problem. So again, SM58 and one of those, and you're good. Truly wireless, truly battery powered. That's where I'm going. Okay. Would you recommend the Rain 12s or the PLX Cross 12s? PLX Cross 12s. And then that's kind of a silly question. In all honesty, and not to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to do that. What I'm saying is, I don't know how anybody right now, if the money is no object, specifically money is no object, I don't know anybody that would choose the Rain 12s over the Cross 12s. It just doesn't make any sense. You get the best of both worlds. You get amazing time code lock. You can rock needles or rock vinyl, or rock digital. The Rain 12s in their current form are kind of dead to me. They're still good. But The only thing they really have going for them right now is the price. Now, we'll have to see what they come out with, with the Rain 12 Mark IIIs. We'll have to see, And again, look, most people don't need tone arms, okay? This is just a fact. Most people are going to be just fine with a pair of Rain 12s. But if Rain could come out with a way that makes the tone arm detachable, then they might have something. Because when you are not using the tone arm, it's still there. Like right now, I have my PLX 1000s. I use phase. So the tone arm is just there. And if you're not using vinyl, then the tone arm can potentially feel like it might be in the way. So if Rain could make one where you could detach the tone arm, almost like what is that? Scratch Attack. But make it a little cleaner, obviously. Where maybe there's a cap and then you can take the cap off and then put the tone arm in, like click the tone arm in, and then you remove it and you put the cap back on so it's completely out of the way. It doesn't look like there's a giant hole in your deck. I think that would work. I think that would sell well. Okay. Ashley Naro in the building. What is going on? Have you talked about DJ 2.0 yet? I have not. Should I be? What's DJ 2.0? Be more specific. There's a lot of 2.0s out there, like a lot. Okay. Tech question. Opinion on soft recording volumes on Prime 4. Wish they wouldn't do that. 2 more work to make it playable. That's definitely a Denon thing, because I have noticed that. Anytime I record, I'm just like, I definitely got to go in here and bring these volumes up. It's just what they do. It's just what they do. Take it into Logic or Ableton and drop a compressor on there and pump those volumes up. The only thing you can do. Okay. Okay. Good morning, y'all. Crossfader all day. Sharpest cut. Upfaders at 10. Yep. Exactly. Maestro DMX coming out October 30th. I'm so excited. I'm not. Not because it doesn't seem like a great product, but it's been a long time. It's been a long time. You know what I did see? There's this one company that's making like a sound switch variant. It keeps popping up on my IG. And now that I said that, it'll probably pop up on my IG. Every so often it pops up. And what it is it's just a box. But the box has basically, smart technology in it. And it can take everything you put in there and then make its own. It's essentially a sound switch. But it's a smaller, supposedly better version. They want like $600 or $700 for it. It's something just silly. Sorry. Anyway, Brad, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that, fam. Okay. But hey, I'll take a look at it. I still haven't even taken my WMX one out. Specifically for one reason and one reason only. Because I can't believe I'm saying this. I have come to appreciate the Gigbar Move ILS and its communication with my Chevet 260s. I have come to appreciate it a lot. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to always use that, but when I tell you how convenient it is, I really, really mean it. I honestly, they did a really good job on it. I know I made fun of it, and even now, like the first gig bar move, I still feel the same way about it. It's just okay. It's gig bar lighting 1.0, but this new one is better. And oh my god, if they can make a better, if they can make a larger, and I know they have been because they've slowly been introducing new ILS fixtures, but if they can make like a 350 ILS and the command ILS is there, a lot of DJs aren't going to need much more. In all honesty, like they are secretly creating an ecosystem that is going to be hard to reject at a certain point. Like the convenience of it is so intoxicating. It's now just rocking a gig bar. I don't love that look, but having the gig bar in the back with some totems with the 260s, it looks good. It looks good. It doesn't look like it's out of place. It doesn't look like there's not enough lighting. It looks good if you're looking at the DJ setup, like it's clean looking. I'm a fan. I can't believe I am a fan. And you know me and Chevet. You guys know how much I just like. You know me and Chevet. We haven't had the best relationship. But I am a fan of this. All right. Let's see here. Brown Sounds. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Appreciate you. DJ Lab in the building. What camera and lens you're using on your stream and capture device? Well, I am using A7 IV, the G 1.8 20 millimeter capture device. I mean, audio is going through the Rodecaster. At some point, I will be finally testing the Mackie DLZ, which is it's right over there. Have you guys seen the Mackie DLZ? And everything is feeding through. My capture card is what is my capture card? Oh, I'm using the EVGA capture card. Can't really pull it up here. Hard to see. This guy. That's my capture. Although in the past I have used like the A10 Mini Pro. For my overhead, there's a Live Pro right here, L1 that I use. It's my cables are short, so I can't really pull it up. But there's a Live Pro right there, which allows me to switch from my computer or my overhead or anything else that I got going on. And then everything runs through the computer right here, the PC, the EVGA. This is a PC made by former NWA member Arabian Prince. He made this for me. It's what is it? Triple G? It's like OGGG. It's basically it's an amazing computer. And I'm completely underutilizing it just to hit the stream. But it's great. Everything is shot, basically everything goes in 1080p and comes out however your internet can take it. You called me out there, Balance. Trans lesbian DJ here too. I know I have many fans. I appreciate everybody. You know, I think it's amazing. You know, I have friends of all genders, and I just love good DJs. I don't care what gender you are. Just love the culture, and you know, be in it. That's all. That's all that matters. Simple as that. You know, our love for music transcends everything else. Everything else. Keith Just in the building. What's going on? Hercules needs to send you that T7. I don't disagree. It's legitimately a running joke. Now, I do have the mix on here. That's another review I gotta finish. I gotta finish the mix on review. Not that it's a bad review. It took so long to get it. I am just uninspired to make this video. I feel like I'm making a video for a product that's already been discontinued. I know that sounds harsh, but that's what I feel. That's what I feel. It's potentially a little too late. Too little too late. That's the word I wanted to say, not a little too late. We'll see. I'll see. I'll find a way to spin it into something fruitful. They probably figure most DJs that need battery powered stuff already have a Jackery or something, says T Diesel. Maybe. I don't know. I think nowadays in this generation, in the 2020s, I think every single company out there should be thinking about all the gear that they're making, but having variants that are battery powered. I think there's no need for potentially a Jackery. And that's just an added expense that, a DJ just by a DJ trade shouldn't have to bring. We have in our contract, and look, I appreciate anybody and everybody that goes out of their way, okay, to do things. It's nice to see DJ posts where they're like, especially on DJ idea sharing, that place is hard to stay in for too long. But it's nice on occasion to, something's in my eye. It's nice on occasion to see a DJ that's like, hey, look, I saved the day. Power went out and then I grabbed my Jackery. I grabbed my blow and blow and then I made that happen. I saved the day. And I'm like, kudos. I'm not doing that. And again, look, it's not like I know a lot of these people, Midwest people or places where things are off and you're in a barn or whatever, and the power's, iffy as it is. I get that. I do. But, I live in California. Power's not an issue here. Okay. Everywhere we are, there's typically power. And if I know I'm going to be somewhere else, then maybe I rent a generator if I know that's an issue. But in my contract, it specifically states my power requirements. So if the power goes out, I have saved the day on a couple of occasions because I've had battery powered stuff. Now, that's about as far as I go. Battery powered stuff. It's not my job to make sure that your venue has the power that it needs. It's not my job. It's not my job to save their asses. It's their job. They should be saving my ass, not the other way around. So I'm not bringing extra stuff just in case. I will have a backup controller or a backup software. In the event that something goes wrong, I always have backup speakers because I got cocktail speakers and all that stuff. That's my backup. That is my legal obligation to said client. That's it. But if you want to bring extra stuff just in case, go right ahead. It won't be me. It will not be me. Sorry. So in an effort to circumvent that, everything should be battery powered. Just should be some battery component. Now, I know it'll add weight to most things, and I'm curious to feel how this 212 trash is going to be, because the regular 212s are about as heavy as my Mackie Thump Go is. So it'll be really curious to see how heavy it is. I believe they're sending those out to me now, so I should get them next week at some point. Okay. DJ Mac Attack says 12s are also in stock. Don't buy something just because it's in stock, especially if you don't need it. That's not a selling point to me, that it's in stock. If you need something, sure, buy what's in stock. Buy what you need. But if you don't need something and it's not in stock, wait. Just wait. Good things, that's literally where good things come to those who wait. That's a phrase. So, I've used them both. The Cross 12s are better. They are. They're also more expensive, but they are better. They need to bring the Switch back. Yeah, agreed. All right. TD says I don't have any vinyl. Yeah, exactly. 100%. Again, I mean, there's so many options now for things. You don't need to go a certain way gear wise, because you can, it all depends on what you're using and what capacity. I would never tell somebody that has never used vinyl, never cares about vinyl, to go and get a Cross 12. If somebody was like, what should I buy? I'd say, first I'd say, go buy yourself a controller. And if they're like, no, I want to really get into it, I'd be like, okay, get yourself a Rain 70 or an S7 and some Rain 12s and call it a day. I think that's that ground right there is a great setup. Great setup. Most people don't need S11s. S5 is solid, but you know, it's lacking in the power department and the feature department. So the S7 or the Rain 70 are my two choices for mixers, and some 12s. Then you're good. Okay. There are third-party tone arms. Yeah, that's what I said. Scratch Attack. Yeah, but that's not the point. That is a stopgap. Not to say that it doesn't work, but it's a stopgap. I'm talking about perfect synergy between the 12 and its tone arm is what I'm talking about. You know, not where I have to bring extra RCAs and, you know, all these other things. And, you know, no. And I like Scratch Attack. It's great. I think it's a great option. And it was definitely a great stopgap, you know, but if somebody's into that and they want it, I feel right now that the Cross 12s they're still going to be a little more expensive, but you're probably in a better situation. Ashley, you're welcome. What did I tip? Let me know. Thought about selling mine now, but they work perfect. Problem is I like record boxes as well, and I want to use both. Well, you can with the Cross 12 too. It will do record box and Serato. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what tip I did, Ashley. Let me know. Mark Suber says, or is it Mark Suber? Maybe you should consider subbing with a name like that. You look really good in green, Mark. When scratching is your dominant hand on the fader or on the record? Okay. Well, this is 100%, you know, people's choice. Now, most teachers will tell you that your power hand, I'm a right-handed person, my hand with the most control is my right hand. So my right hand should be on the fader because your left hand, when you are on the vinyl, is not doing that much. All right. Yeah. I mean, maybe if you're doing a scribble scratch, but pretty much everything is just this the whole time. You know, maybe it's a little faster. It's a little scribble, you know, but it's just this. This hand is the one, you know, going through and countermeasures and crabs and, you know, Autobahn, all of these things for your dominant hand. What I would say, and it's true, my dominant hand, I can do different scratches with my right hand on the crossfader, my left hand on the decks. I do different scratches than I do with my left hand on the crossfader and my right hand on the decks. Completely different scratches. Now, my hands are getting a little better. So, because for the longest time, I couldn't even transform with my left hand, but it's getting better. So I can do more. But the difference is in control. So when I'm, you know, I can do easier scribbles with my right hand. I can do easier, you know, militaries and easier stabs, all those things because of your dominant hand has more control. However, left hand is getting better. Why? Practice. That's it. Practice. But before, when I used to be afraid to do things on my left hand, now I look forward to it, in all honesty. Okay. Let's see here. Maestro DMX does have a $750 MSRP on it now. We'll see. We'll see. The issue is not that it's $750. That's fine. This is a business. They got to price it however it does. They're going to claim that it does anything and everything you ever wanted to think of. So, makes sense. Is Maestro what I was looking at? Is that the ad that keeps popping up on my Instagram? Let me see. Hold on. Maestro. Let's see if this is the same one. Oh my God, it's the same one. Okay. After I literally just finished clowning them. It's expensive. I'm not going to lie to you. It's expensive. We'll see what happens with it. Because it's basically claiming to be, you know, the world's first autonomous lighting designer in a box. It's basically, I mean, look, SoundSwitch has been claiming that for forever, but they're saying that this one is it. But for $750, it damn well better be. They would be really smart to send me one, in all honesty, because I have a hard time believing that people are gonna just arbitrarily choose that one, with very little, like, you know, reviews out there, not from people that they, you know, necessarily paid to do the review. I would suggest sending me one. I honestly would. But we shall see. It's going to be real hard to get past the sound switches and the WMX ones. It's going to be hard. They're just priced aggressively, you know? So, and again, this has always been my argument. So take it with a grain of salt. Things don't have to be the best in order to sell well. Okay. So for instance, there are people that are like, Everse, the Everse 8s are better than the Mackie Thumb Goes. Say this all the time. Idea sharing is the king of just like trashing on stuff. Or I guess putting other things on pedestals. Yes, the Everse is better. It's absolutely better. But it's not so much better that either one of them will do the job. You see what I'm saying? So if you want that better speaker, you know, because you think you're going to be DJing, you know, big ass house parties with your aids, fine. But if you want it for ceremony, if you want it for cocktail, either one of them will do the job effectively without issue, but absolutely without issue. So, it becomes a financial decision. And for some people, they're going to want to spend the money because they correlate with large dollars spent as being better quality. And that's fine. You know, you can go around and tell people, you know, I have this, and, you know, like, it's the same thing when I see people that are like, I use Italian speakers. Okay. Nobody cares. Nobody cares that you use Italian speakers. Nobody cares. So, I look, I want everything to be successful. And if it's as good as you claim, and I swear to you, they should be sending you literal bonuses, because you sounded like crazy. And it sounded for like, well, you know, it's Kickstarter. They always take years. Okay. Worldwide, DJ 2.0 is a DJ software that you can auto mix a play mix and also animate videos. They are saying it could possibly take over DJ spots like bars and clubs, and can also do radio shows. Everybody claims that their software can replace people. I'm not quite sure why that is the end all and the selling point of every single company out there. You know, hey, you don't need to have this person. That's where we need to go right now. You know, AI and everything else. Do people realize that if AI does do what the world is promising that it's capable of doing, nobody's going to be working. We're all going to be at home collecting federal and whatever country payments to stay at home and do nothing. That's not a place that I want to be in right now. In all honesty, hold on, I need to grab my HDMI cord and we'll check this thing out real quick. I am really excited about moving forward with our party. Yeah, I'm excited too. It should be a really good party. Just got a couple more questions before I sign the contract. So if you don't mind, let me just get out my questions here. One, what kind of lighting do you use? Specifically, do you use Chauvet? Yeah, I have a whole bunch of Chauvet lights, but I have a lot of other ones. There's a lot of good companies out there. Okay. Do you use RCF speakers? No, I use JBL and QSC, depending on the size of your party, but they're all good speakers. Last question, the most important question I have. Do you mix in key? Do I mix in key? Well, I mean, I've been DJing. I was at a party once and the DJ played a transition that was completely out of key. I could not unhear it, ruined my whole night. Can I see your Serato mixed in key playlist, please? Okay. All right. Let's see here. Somebody asked, DJ Jim C. I don't know if you talked about it, but the Hercules T7 now has an nano fader upgrade. Oh, I know. But I haven't talked about it because there's no reason for me to talk about it. Why? Because I don't have one. And I'm being petty. That's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to be petty. Okay. All right. So let's see here. DJ 2.0. I'm not seeing anything under that name. Is there something else? Let me know. Okay. Let's see here. I've been seeing, okay. Do you use a laser on the gig bar, knowing how photographers feel? Okay. Excellent question, Philip. The new laser on the new gig bar is considerably better than the old laser. That thing was trash. This laser actually looks good. First off, the gig bar, I use it on a flex stand, the Chauvet flex stand. So the gig bar is high. It's probably a good, 8 feet. I forget how high it is. Maybe 7 to 8 feet. So it's always above the photographer's head. Now, when I don't use the speckles, I call them speckles. That's the old derbies. I use the derbies up. They're always angled up at the ceiling. So the only thing that's on the dance floor are the color washes, the movers, and then the lasers above. So it's always out of the way. And I do that purposefully because I know how much photographers hate it. Okay. Bozo says, every year I do a gig for a client. This year, the Jamboree board wanted to piggyback on my client for free services. I declined at client request. Board got upset because I would not help them. Okay, let me reread this one more time here. Every year I do a gig for a specific client. This year, the Jamboree board wanted to piggyback. So I guess the Jamboree board is another event, is my guess. Wanted to piggyback on my client for free services. So, okay. So if I'm understanding this correct, the single client that you do all the time, you do for free or at a reduced rate. Somebody else comes on and says, hey, we do the same thing. And I'd like you to do it for me. and for the same free. And you said, no, I do that one for this one. Board got upset because I would not help them. Advice. You're a business. You are a business, and any person or board or anybody that gets mad at you for not wanting to do things with no pay and incurred expenses is insane. Absolutely insane. So I think it's important that you just, stand your ground in whatever your beliefs are. We do free stuff, but on occasion, we tell people no. I had a client right now, okay? Repeat client. He, years ago, he booked with us. It was a day party. He was a photographer. The client didn't have a lot of money. And I looked at the date. The date appeared open at the time. I don't do this anymore because you just never know. But the date appeared open. I was like, you know what? I can make enough to just pay my guys so they keep working on that day. We're not going to make any money that day, but my guys will be working. So that's the best scenario. So they did the party. They booked so long before that by the time the party came around, I'm like, oh my God, we're doing this thing for nothing. This is so dumb. But we sent them anyway. Fast forward like 4 years. And same guy's like, hey, my daughter is being got bat mitzvah. You guys were so great. This was the rate you charge. And we charged nothing. I'm going to be honest. We charged $1,000 for, an MC and DJ. It was nothing, just cheap. And he was like, yeah, so, we have another one. I like to do that. And I responded, I'm like, look, hey, we'd love to do your event. We can't do it for this amount, not nowhere close to this amount, as a photographer, I'm sure your rates have gone up. I'm sure expenses have gone up. You know how this works. I can't do it for that rate, and I gave him our price. I'm like, this is what we normally charge. And he said, well, I have, 4 other clients that I'm doing photography work for. It so happens that the location he's in is in an area that we don't typically do a lot of events. So I said, hey, if you can bring those clients in, I'll give you a better deal. That's about as far as I can go. But we are not, we're not Salvation Army. We are a business. We have to make money. And if we're going to extend ourselves and our equipment and everything else, there's got to be a profit margin associated with it. And that profit margin could be anything. It could be 5%, 10%, but you got to be making a profit on anything you do. And if you're doing it for free, well, that's a write-off. So that's a different story. All of our school events, those are all write-offs, but we only do certain school events that we know will generate new business. Because I get schools all the time asking me, hey, come do it. It's like, well, tell me your demographics. Oh, it's this and this and this. None of those people are going to book us afterwards. So what's the point of doing this cheap ass party if we're not going to get any bookings? The whole point of doing things for dirt cheap is because you're going to get new bookings. And that is not to be confused with the person that says, come do my event for free for exposure. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about real business events, school events. I have bar mitzvahs. These kids are 13. If I do a 5th grade or 6th grade event for dirt cheap, and it's a big Jewish school or has a Jewish contingent, I'm going to get work from that event. So I don't know. I mean, obviously you got to do what you have to do what you feel. But in my opinion, the moment you start saying this is not personal, it's just business. The same thing when a client says they want to book you and then end up booking somebody else. And you're like, what you told me you were going to book. Like that was me when I was in my earlier years, but you said, and I sent you a contract and then you told me you don't. And it's like, they're like, yeah, we went with somebody else. It's the same thing. There's a post right now on Giannis from the Milwaukee Bucks. Somebody asked him, you're going to stay in Milwaukee. And he said, look, I'm a Milwaukee Buck, but if there's another team out there that has a better potential to win championships and multiple championships, I'm going to look at that. Why? It's business. It's not personal. Just because you leave something doesn't mean that it's something that's personal about it. Sometimes you just can't do it. So you don't. All right. I'm Dizik. Hi from Kauai. Thanks for hanging out today. I'm glad to be a part of your week. Appreciate you. Florida Boy 954. Simeon, I'm starting to consider the Rev 5, but need a new laptop, but don't know what laptop to buy. In all honesty, any laptop that's recent over the past, what, 2 to 3 years are pretty much going to run. But if you're going Apple, that's any computer with an M1 or higher processor, any computer, Now, I'm not talking about logistics and, I'm out here performing in 130-degree weather, and that kind of stuff. I'm just talking about the computer that can run the system, anything like that, Intel's, look, even my XMG will run that. Speaking of XMG, my XMG, which is a great computer, battery's dead. Battery is dead. Will not keep a charge. So I have been trying to acquire a new battery because it's a great computer. I was actually going to give it to my son because he is dumb and broke his MacBook, and now it costs more to fix than it would to just buy a new one. So I was going to give him that one. Anyway, it's really hard to find a battery on this one. And I'm starting to believe that because it is a one-off that I'm struggling to find it. So I'm going to have to contact XMB directly and have them send me one. Never experienced that. Oh, speaking of, and another thing that happened, it's battery death week for me. Hold on, let me go grab it real quick. Let me go grab it. So I don't know where the box is, but I've already done my surgery. This right here is the battery. Died on me, and I don't know if you can see it. Let me get out of the way here. See that swollen part right there? Right here. Yeah, that's a problem. That is a problem. So, I'm trying to find a battery for this too. I don't know where the box is. I might have been mad and tossed it to the side, but that's an issue. My batteries are just not, it's that time, I guess. Anyway. So, I love the box. I do. I wasn't expecting that. But, batteries fail, so it is what it is. Okay. Dead man walking. I would love to see the Prime Go 2 with the bigger screens from the Prime 2. 4. My eyes would love it even more. Yeah, but also the Newmark, that's technically it's about the same screen. Yeah. The Newmark Go. What is it? The Mixstream Pro Go is probably the one I'd recommend, even though the Prime Go has more features and it's a better build. The lack of EQ on the microphones is huge for me. It's huge. So I would actually prefer to go with that one. But, to each their own. And it's more of like a traditional controller. Okay. When is Cleveland Terry going to collaborate for some signature style gear? Any plans to have CT DJ gear? Absolutely not. I mean, Jesus, Hubert tries to do signature gear. It doesn't really work. People want what they want, and they typically want, name brand. And as great that I appreciate, I'm not known enough to have signature gear. That's just not it. That's not it. That's like Scratch Bastard, Craze, Z-Trip, like all those people, they deserve it far more than I do. But it would be cool. I'm not going to lie. It would be cool. All right. Okay. Kamal. I think that's Kamal. Can you recommend an expensive way to get microphone effects while using the 1000 SRT? Well, there are microphone effects. Do I have a 1000 here? You guys keep making me have to get up. I don't like this. I don't like this getting up thing. Okay. Okay. So obviously this is a flex. Not a flex, but you know what I'm saying. So this is a Flex 10. And let me move this around a little bit here. And if you look right here on this little switch, this guy, there's different channels. So and it applies, the same thing applies to the SRT. I'm pretty sure. But there's a channel 1, a channel 2, there's a master. I could have sworn that there's a mic channel just like this one. And you just have to switch it to the mic channel to get your effects to work. And then it should be done. I'll go grab my record box one. I got too much gear, man. While I'm grabbing it. All right, what is going on, everybody? It's your man, Cleveland Terry. We are at the Chevet booth, and we are checking out some of the new stuff that they have. First off, I got to talk about this guy right here. You know what this is? This is the Gig Bar case. It is a hard case. Hard case. Go ahead, open it up. Open it up. Oh. Oh. It is about damn time. About damn time. Also, I want to show you something else because I'm shocked. Remember in my video last time, guys, I talked about the fact that the Gig Bar. Okay, yeah, so I'm right. So, comments are in my way, so I can't see what I'm looking at here. Okay. I'm gonna get nice and close. So, you see this guy right here. You have SP, mic, 1, 2, and then you have all the way up to the master. Just switch it to mic. Problem solved. Problem solved. Oh no. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Do you have go-to speakers for outdoor events with a risk of rain? I have a speaker fail at a gig recently. Thankfully worked once I got it dry. Picked up some rated for IP54. So no, I don't. I mean, you can. I mean, I know like people like, DOS Audio, they have outdoor speakers that you can do. I don't do parties in the rain. So if it's raining, your party's over unless you can move me into indoors. So that's just the way it's a difficult situation to speak about because I can clearly see why somebody would want to have all possibilities covered. Okay. It's raining. I'm going to get some IP rated speakers. The power outage. I'm going to bring a Jackery, this and that. Like, I can understand why you want to do it, but I can also understand why it's not your business to do it, because it doesn't make sense. So if it's raining, in my contract, it says if it rains, we don't play. So why would I bring water resistant speakers knowing that in the rain, we don't play? So it just seems silly to me. Just me personally. Everybody does what they need to do. I'm just talking about me. Okay. Sorry, I'm listening for things here. Okay. Sorry. It really feels like there's just somebody in my home. If I die today, you can take this video and then repost it all over the side. Minutes before Cleveland Terry died. The last footage taken minutes before the tragic death of Cleveland Terry. That noise is getting to me. Okay. Okay. I got to check this sound. It's a little too much. Please hold. All right, guys, what's going on, everybody? It's your man, Cleveland Terry. I wanted to just do a quick video about this new unit. It's not out yet. It doesn't come out until July 31st. It hits market. I have to pre-order it pretty soon, though. All right, so this is Tim. This is the man, runs this thing. They came out with an amazing product. I haven't tested it yet, but based upon what I'm seeing, this is one of those to beat. It's a game changer. Moving platters. It's $700.
What's up, everybody? How are we doing today?
This is gonna sell like hotcakes. So I'm gonna do a review, but tell me just real quickly, like, what made you guys decide to do something like this?
The history of DJing is vinyl, right?
Yeah.
And motorized jog wheels is the best we can get right now,
right,
in terms of replicating that with a digital controller.
Right.
So the Impulse T7 is our shot at the motor.
Okay, that's all the press they get. They get no more press than that until I get a T7 in my hands. There is a bird outside my daughter's window that sounds like an engine trying to start up. It sounds, I think it's in my flower bed or right above. We get these birds that are, they're protected. So they have a nest and they come back every year and they build their nest in, underneath our awning, and we never mess with them because they're not hurting us. So, yeah, I think that's what's going on right now. Okay. I'm so far behind here. So let me try to fly through here. I want to update to a Rev series from my DJ SX just because of updated sound. Agreed. But then also on the fence between the Rev 7 or do a Rev 5 and an Evolve 8 instead for events. Well, the Rev 5 is going to be lighter. The Rev 5's obviously no moving platters, no internal effects, but I like the Rev 5. I like the Rev 5 a lot. I think the Rev 5 is going to sell a lot more than people always, the initial response from people when reviews come out or when gear comes out is always the same. People hate it. Then they see it at like a convention or whatever. And the next thing you know, people are like, oh, I got it. It's so good. That's kind of what we're dealing with that one. Keith just says the Cross 12 is the opus of turntables. That's funny. Ashley Naro, stems on top. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that is a game changer. That is a game changer. Tears 2. Actually, I can do tears with both hands. Suber. Okay. Mark, you are subscribed, but you are not a member. You are not a part of the CT family. You're an outsider looking in. So You hit the little member button or the join button. You know, it's a cup of coffee, and then you're in green. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm so far behind here. Is a Reloop 7000 still good value for an old wannabe bedroom turntablist? Absolutely. Don't know of any Reloop tables coming out, and couldn't say anyway, but I don't actually know of any Reloop tables coming out. My most used controller is Reloop ready. I get that. From what our beta testers have been allowed to show us, it's a game changer for the DJ band world, says Kylie. We will wait and see. What if my fader's not syncing with virtual? How do I fix it? I don't know. It should be working. Because that's a standard thing. So I couldn't answer that one for you. You have to ask a virtual DJ guru. DJ Idea trashes the Bose S1 for pretty much the same reason stated, even though yeah. I am on idea sharing. I'm there. I look at it, but I go on, I read like 2 posts and I'm already just like burnt out. It's a little bit of a circle jerk. I don't know how else to say that. We won't have a home. You can't have a home with no job. Well, that's not actually true. There's enough money out there to provide homes and stuff for everybody. The problem is our capitalistic economy. That's the problem. Not that I don't have a problem with capitalism. I'm a business owner. Capitalism is my friend. But still, there's going to be a point where people aren't going to be able to afford because there won't be enough jobs. So they're going to have to come out with a solution. That's that universal paycheck thing. That what was his name? The guy running the Asian guy running for president a few years back. That's why he was going towards that, because he could see the writing on the wall. You know, he knew if AI continues at this pace, if technology continues at this pace, there's going to be a certain point where all the jobs are going to be removed, and it's just, you're going to have nothing but remedial jobs, and you can't live off of remedial jobs. So basic income is what everybody's going to end up getting. It's going to be it's a bad situation. And, you know, somebody was saying that with DJ2, and maybe it's here below, but even with that one, just a perfect example. AI is going to immediately remove several fields out there. You know, now, fortunately, a lot of these things never really required people to begin with. So, for instance, if your algorithm is smart enough, you can use AI to literally take Spotify or something like a Spotify or an Apple Music or whatever. And, you know, like I've said this, go through if Spotify wanted to, they could make their own DJ service easily. Take everybody's listening habits, take all their plays, you know, how much they play a song, where they skip ahead, where they back up, if a song's on repeat, you know, when people stop and go to the next song, that's clearly the time to fade out. Like, all of these things are already there. They just have to pull it in. Just have to pull it in and make it. And then automatically, every gym, restaurant, anything that doesn't require somebody to have to physically figure out a way to get people out of their seats and onto a dance floor are gone. Any backup music, DJ, gone. If you are there, it's because they like the look of the DJ, but you're not necessary. That's just facts. So we have to, you know, everybody's loving all this AI. Like, that's great, but, you know, you better make sure that whatever business you are in has a future. You know, there's no way that an algorithm or an AI is going to take my bar mitzvahs away. There's no way. The human element is too great. You know, a wedding. Yeah, you're going to get some of those cheap weddings that are like, can't we just plug in an iPod? Yeah, you're going to get those people, but you weren't booking those people anyway. You know, the people with money are the ones that are still going to be like, I like the human element. I like somebody's ability to read a crowd. I like to be able to go, because everybody wants to be a DJ until they're trying to party for, 150 to 200 people. Then you actually need a real DJ, but the first things first, they gotta figure out a way, which it's already there, to cut through songs faster. And not just make a blanket algorithm that says after every verse and chorus, you jump to the next song. Like, you can't do that. There's Taylor Swift songs right now that, and I'm using Taylor Swift as an example because she just had a resurgence. So people are asking for Taylor Swift again. And there are songs that you play all the way through, or if you are going to, what's a good example? Blank Page or Blank Space. That song has 3 parts that have to be played every time. 1, chorus. And the chorus is actually pretty long on that song. It's almost like a hybrid verse. And then the other part is the bridge, that "Say I Didn't Warn You" part, back into the chorus. That's all you need to play. The question is, I know a lot of DJs out there be like, well, just play the whole song, blah, blah, blah. Don't care. I'm saying that you can get more music out, but you got to know those parts to play. Shake It Off. Typically, first verse, chorus, you got to play that "my ex blah, blah, blah." You got to play that part all the way through to the singing and the chorus. If you pull out on that little singing part before the chorus comes back in, you're going to have pissed off people. Because people always say, well, if you cut the song, you're going to have pissed. I have way too many pissed off people. You have pissed off people because you don't know when to get out of a song. You don't know what parts to play. That's why you have pissed off people. The only reason. Don't blame it on the fact that people want to hear the whole songs. They want to hear the parts they want to hear. Okay. I've talked about that enough. All right. All right. Let's see. Skip. Lasers and sound switch attributes suck. You're not wrong, DVD Pac. You're absolutely not wrong. It's one of the reasons that I like sound switch and don't like sound switch at the same time. My biggest, and I have not looked at the new sound switch upgrade. People are always like, have you seen it yet? I'm like, no, I'm still rocking ILS right now. But the attribute process to me requires too many steps, which is why I like Light Rider. It's right there. Attribute. Press a gobo. Gobos pop up. Press the gobo you want to use. Gobo's now on the mover. I want it that easy. I don't want to have to go through 14 different panes just to get to the attributes. So I don't know. Teach their own, everybody has their thing. And I like sound switch. I think it serves a purpose, but I also like the WMX because I think it's the best of both worlds. If you're looking at Light Rider and sound switch, I think that's what the WMX is. And then we'll see what happens with Maestro, and every time you get your Maestro, you turn it on, a little man pops out and messes with little mini faders. It's like a Oompa Loompa. Okay. Chevy has to remove the derbies from the gig bar and add some more wash lights. Yeah, I can see that. Look, in what Chevy should do is allow you to make them interchangeable. They should have multiple options. They should have one. I would love to have one with 4 movers on a gig bar. But some more washes would be great too. What is there? 2 on there right now. So yeah, 2 more. I agree with that. Okay. Giannis to the Warriors. Hopefully that doesn't happen. DJ Kenny, love when you talk business. I'm getting stronger in that over the years. Be strong because people are bold and stupid. They will use you if you let them. Absolutely. And the only way to get around it, is being consistent in what your rules are. Okay. That's the key here. So we don't get people. So perfect example. When we moved the higher rates, when we raised our rates, that didn't affect people. They were cool with that. When we changed our request policy to making requests not guaranteed, because they're requests, they shouldn't be guaranteed. And then we had a guaranteed pricing. A lot of people wanted to make it out to be something that it wasn't. There were two things. One, oh my God, they're just trying to, gouge us and it shouldn't cost this much. Well, it's not for everybody. Okay. But I want to request somebody and you're telling me they're not guaranteed. Requests are never guaranteed. We're just clarifying this problem because it was confusing people. For some reason, people thought a request meant that they were guaranteed, and then they get to their party and that we had another person on there and they're like, that you didn't, I asked for this one. It's in my contract. It says requested. Requested is not guaranteed. So we came up with the guarantee. You guys created this problem, not us, and then when people are like, well, can I have it for, can you take some off? Cause it's a higher price. Can I do this? Can I do that? No, the guaranteed is guaranteed. If you want him so bad, him or her, you pay the guaranteed price. Well, I want to make sure, well, what if I can't? I'm like, well, first off, and we have options, the request are the request. If nobody pays for the guarantee, then they're yours, as long as they're available on that date. And when I mean available, I mean as long as they tell me yes. They're human beings, they can tell me no. And it took about a year. Maybe a year, like a year and a quarter. Okay. For people to finally understand that they weren't getting a cheaper, lesser product by not having a guaranteed person. Because in the beginning, people were saying, oh, well, I know you're just going to give me your bad people. I'm like, no, I don't have bad people. This is a way to just circumvent this whole, I requested this person, they have to be available. Because people were taking off, people didn't want to work, people wanted more money, whatever, all the reasons. So it just circumvented the problem. It took up until at least 9 months to a year where people were like, oh, I just want to book check 1, 2. I don't care who I get. I know they're all good. But if this person is available, I'd like to have him. Perfect. I'll put it in. If he's available, he's yours. And people were like, oh, and it took that long for that information to propagate outside. Because first we were just being divas. Now they understand. And it makes it a lot easier. And we're never assholes about it. And that's the key. The key is to stand your ground, but don't be an asshole about it. So when people are like, well, I don't want to spend the extra money. I'm like, don't spend the extra money. They're available right now. We'll put them on your request. But what if somebody else comes in and wants to pay the premium? And I say, well, we will send it to you first. You were on here. It's first come, first serve. So you requested them. If anybody requests said person, then they don't get them. But if somebody's like, I want them, I'm going to pay the premium price. We're going to come back to you and say, this person wants this person. What do you want to do? That's fair. That's absolutely fair. So people can't complain that we're just being buttheads. You get it? And that's just from being consistent. If every time somebody called or they did something, we're like, oh, well, it's okay. We'll do that. It's okay. We'll do this too. No big deal. Whatever. We'll do it for you. You only. Don't tell anybody. Wink, wink. And of course, they're going to tell everybody. People are going to come back. And then they're going to be saying, well, you gave that deal to my friend. You did this for my friend. Why aren't you doing it for me? You can't have that in business. Business is about consistency. And once you establish, you're all good. You may be able to open it up and pull a model number off the battery and fine. Yeah, TDSL, I already did that. I pulled the model over and everything, opened it up. Still can't find the battery. The problem is it's a 15.4 volt battery, and it appears that nobody's making a 15.4 volt battery. They're all 15.2s and, 15s and 14. I can't find one. That's the problem. So I'm still looking, but I got to call them and figure it out. And I messaged Ray. He hasn't responded yet. I don't even know if he's still with XMG in that capacity. So I don't know. Okay. Is the Rain 4 worth the extra shekels over the Rev 5? That's a you thing. I can't answer that. I have no idea. Depends on how you want to use your Rain 4. Does the Rain 4 have a lot of features? Yes. If you're doing a lot of sim work, is it really, really cool? Yes. Does it have deck move? No. Is the Rain 4 a very large controller? Absolutely. The Rev 5 smaller? Absolutely. The Rev 5 is about the same size as a DDJ 1000. Not the DDJ 1000, not the Flex 10, because the Flex 10 is larger and heavier. But it's about the size of a 1000. But I can't tell you what to buy. You gotta know. One's a 2-channel, one's a 2-channel mixer that's a 4-channel, one's a dedicated 4-channel. So hard to say. Okay. Would you ever consider moving from a full laptop to using an iPad Pro? There are obvious upsides and downsides for each, but since you're a full-time DJ, you have better insight. I don't think there's anything wrong with using an iPad. I have an iPad. I got Algorithm DJ on there. Biggest problem is getting all your music on there. That's the hardest problem. And using, Mixmaster GNL's applications do make it easier, but I don't love it. Just doesn't flow well to me. And until they can fix it on the Algorithm DJ side, and I know it's in the works to make it easier to get your music over, it's still hard for me to use it. I have it as a backup. I have a hardware backup and a software backup. Software backup is the iPad. But if you're streaming, if you're using Beat Source or something like that, there's no problem with using it. They gotta improve their stems, but besides that, there's nothing wrong with the iPad. Now, my only issue with the iPad is the same issue I have with all phone style things. By the way, the new iPhone looks like I'm going to be upgrading. Yeah. The question is, I don't know if I'm going to get the Max. I kind of want the Max this time. I've always had the 6.1 Pro. I kind of want the Max. I've always kind of wanted the Max, and I keep saying no. I think it's about time. And it's lighter. They say that with the titanium shell, it's actually the same weight as the 6.1. So I'll probably get that. Okay. The problem with iOS iPads is there are no fans. And you ever left your phone sitting out in the sun for a little while? Then you go to it and it's like overheating. Restart when it cools down. That's a problem for me. That's the biggest problem. That's my biggest fear. Now, if you're working, at night or whatever, it's probably not a problem. But that's my biggest fear. But it works fine if you can just get around that fear of being paralyzed. Okay. Ashley, welcome to Team Cleveland Terry as a VIP. I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out today. Okay. Greenland already has universal pay. Andrew Yang. Thank you. Keith Jess. Appreciate that. All right. Andrew, can I have your gift if you die? I'm sure my son will take it all. Then you're okay. When will Newmark come out with the new controller? They come out with new controllers every 3 months. There's enough controllers to go around for Newmark. I'm way far behind. DJ Plug in the building. What's going on, fam? Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. There's a microphone effect. My friends tell me to update from my RAM from 8 gigs to 16 gigs, especially my battery for my MacBook Pro needs changes. It all depends on what hardware you're using. So if you're using an M1, M2, then the way that they swap RAM is different than in an Intel. So the memory that's in your computer, so let's say you have 8 gigs, and then your hard drive, which say is, I don't know, 512, they continuously swap. Now, obviously, Intel computers have always swapped, the x86s, but the difference is swapping on those computers was considered bad. But on the Macs, I don't know, they're more efficient in the way they swap. So even with 8 gigs, you're in a better situation than anybody else with 8 gigs. Mine is, I think it's 32. I think I went 32. About this Mac, maybe 16, 32. Yeah. So mine's 32. Do I need it? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, I do audio production and video work, so that's where mine is. But just to DJ, I don't need 32 gigs to DJ. I would tell anybody buying a computer, I would go at least 16, just to kind of future-proof yourself a little bit. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Now I'm trying to fly through here because we are getting late. Okay. All right, now I'm looking for asks for Mitzvah GPT. I have a quinceañera Saturday. Never gotten so many Taylor. Yeah, Taylor Swift is popular. However, even though they're going to give you a whole bunch of music, there's like 5 songs that they really listen to. Blank Space, Bad Love without Kendrick, Shake It Off, Look What You Made Me Do. There's one more that I can't think of right now. Wild, maybe what was it, Wildest Dreams? I think those are the songs. They don't care about anything new. They don't listen to any of our new stuff. They have their albums, but it's all the old stuff that they like to dance to. Okay. Oh. I did not realize that, Pablo, about updating their standard fixtures. That's a problem. That is definitely a problem. Has anyone else noticed offering music recommendations instead of making requests? Wondering if this is some TikTok. Yeah, they love to say that. Can I make a suggestion? No, you can't. Just what song do you want? But yeah, that they don't. Yeah, that is normal now. Have you ever had customer change their music selections during the party and then they weren't happy with your service? And did they want a refund? Well, no, because if you, so two things potentially happen, maybe even 3 things. If you send out a questionnaire and they tell you this is the music I want, and you play this music and they aren't happy with it. So they come up and they say, change the music, play something that my friends can dance to. Obviously, the translation is, hey, I suck at being a DJ. Can you do your job now? That's really the translation. A lot of times parties can be, just not salvageable, especially after they've spent all this time hindering your ability to do your job, which is essentially read a crowd. I had a client tell me that my DJ didn't know what they were doing. And so there was a lot of breaks in the night and floor clearing and all these problems. And then I talked to the MC, the DJ, and the dancers. And I looked at their playlist. And to be fair, it wasn't the most amazing playlist. And I'm like, okay, I can see where there's some issues. But in general, it's fine. And the MC and the DJ were like, yeah, they had a whole bunch of 13-year-olds and a whole bunch of 45-year-olds. The 13-year-olds wanted nothing but hardcore hip hop. And then the 45-year-olds wanted nothing but like EDM. So what happened was they'd play one thing. The adults would get on the floor and dance. The kids would leave. So then the dad would come up and say, hey, the kids are gone. I need you to switch it up and play music for the kids. So they play music for the kids, and then the adults would leave. Hey, the adults are gone. Play music for the adults. You can't have it both ways sometimes. So sometimes when people say, oh yeah, you know, you weren't good. It had nothing to do with you. It had to do with the fact that like there was no synergy. And we do a really good job of trying to keep everybody on the floor, which is why you got to mix fast, because if you try to stay in stuff too long, it's too long in between being able to get other people back on the floor. There's another reason to mix faster. So I think it just depends. People, you can't look. Here's the thing about DJing. It's artistry. It's a business, but it's artistry. And the one thing that you can never do is guarantee the success of a party. Can't do it because there are too many variables outside of your control. All you can do is your job. But sometimes your job is screwed by the fact that, you know, they got 19 different rooms for people to go into. They got too much stuff happening, so people aren't interested in the dance floor. Maybe it's the middle of the day and the sun's out and it's hot as hell and people don't want to dance. Maybe it's nighttime and it's 60 degrees or 40 degrees and it's too cold and they didn't put heat lamps up, so nobody wants to get on the dance floor. Like there's a lot of little reasons that could come into play. Maybe they got you in a place that you're way too far off and nobody can even hear the music. There's always issues. So we basically say satisfaction is not guaranteed. The only thing we promise is we're going to do our best. That's it. But we can't control every single thing that happens on your party. We don't have any magic pixie dust that we can sprinkle on your guests to get them to come to the dance floor. That doesn't exist. Sometimes it just doesn't work. Sometimes you're giving your all and it's just not there. Sometimes you're like, oh my God, this party could have been so much better if it were not for. That happens too. You just have to you have to roll with it, you know? But if anybody's like, yeah, we want a refund, like, no, we can't guarantee that the music is going to work. We can't guarantee that everything we play is going to work. Sometimes people are just, they don't want to be there. Sometimes happens. Maybe your guests don't like you. Maybe they came because they had to, but they're like, I'm not going to do any more than I have to. It's possible. Maybe you invited the wrong people. There's always reasons. So, you know. Okay. Anyway. I'm on my iPhone. I don't see the join. There's I can't see it from here, but let me look. Yeah, I think that if I go to anywhere, too far away from my internet. Okay. Yeah, I can't find it from here. I got to find somebody that actually offers it. I think MKB does. So, we'll get back to that. Anyway, have you ever had a customer? Okay, I talked about that. All right. DJ Metro says, I have an issue. This past weekend, I plugged my QSC speaker, which is 45 days old and no sound. I brought it into service and they found no issues. Have you experienced that? I would say probably with 75% certainty that your issue was not the speaker, but your power draw. Sometimes if a speaker does not like the power that it's getting, it won't turn on. So my guess is it was a power issue versus a speaker issue. Okay. I need you to calm down, mashups with the tipsy beat. All right. When does this T7 go to public sales? You have to ask them. I have no idea. The dudes at Colorado Sound and Light do custom battery work. They might be able to replace your internals. Thank you very much. I'll check that out. Speaking of, so two things. One, any people in New York, I'm going to contact Jason Janai. I'm going to contact DJ bar and everything. But I have a bar mitzvah in December. And I need a production house to set my stuff up, including a dance floor and a stage. So if you guys know anybody that's out there in the New York area, send me a DM so I can get in contact with them. But like I said, I'm going to call Jason too and see what he recommends. Okay. I think DJ's development is currently focused on the Android version. Okay. You skip on that. Balancing. As a beginner DJ, I've been using Tidal to learn the craft. As I advance, I have to consider exactly how I want to build my library outside of record pools. Are you of the school of thought that I don't have a problem with anybody learning. If anybody were to come to me right now and say, hey, I want to learn how to DJ, what should I get? I would probably tell anybody out there to go with something like an algorithm DJ, and a cheap controller. And yes, use streaming services, the titles, the beat sources, all that stuff. I don't have a problem with that. I think that at a certain point, when you start accumulating, I mean, God, I couldn't imagine being a new DJ and then going, I have to like buy all this music. I'm just looking at the thousands of dollars worth of music that I have, but that's over time. That didn't all come at once. Like I couldn't imagine. Like, I mean, you're very lucky. Honestly, you're very lucky that there are companies like BeatSource and Tidal. I mean, BeatSource as a whole is going to be able to give you pretty much everything you need to do a regular party right there. So you're so lucky to have that. We didn't have that back then. And it wasn't easily gotten too. Like if you got to a party and you didn't have a record, you just didn't have a record. If you got to a party, even, I don't know, 15 years ago, 15, maybe, but maybe 20 years ago. And you didn't have the CD. There was no, let me just quickly download something for you. That didn't exist. It's so easy to be a DJ nowadays. DJ6, best budget camera to use for streaming other than a GoPro or a Logic C920. I've tried both, neither one worked for me. When you say it didn't work, you're just saying you didn't like the quality, or it didn't work because it didn't work. I don't know, because I don't operate, in all honesty, in budget camera stuff. I will say this, probably the easiest thing to use is your cell phone. That's the best budget thing out there. It's going to give you the best quality, assuming the lighting is good. Use your cell phone. Okay. ASUS all the way. I think musicians' friends have them in stock, ready to ship. Okay. All right. Requires DJs to purchase every song. Also, would you consider, there's the rest of it. Would you consider a paid gig using Tidal immoral since the song pays the artist pennies when streaming? No, I would not. That has nothing to do with you. Whether or not they get paid has nothing to do with you. You're following all the rules. And if their music is on Tidal, that was a choice they made. So I can't accept any moral responsibility for anything that's on there. If the song's on there, they allowed it on there. Now, it could be a label thing. It doesn't change the fact. It is what it is. This is the industry we're in now. People stream. Everybody streams. So I haven't purchased. Oh, let me back up. I have purchased music, but it's all from like Bandcamp. I haven't bought like a regular song in forever, because typically speaking, if there's a request, a one-time request, I can take it from BeatSource and throw it in my offline folder, especially if I'm not going to play the song again. I got tons of record pulls, so I pull in all the music that I need. So in reality, I haven't bought a song in forever besides Bandcamp. That's where we are. That is where we are. I mean, look, a lot of people are literally, the money's never been in the sales anyway. The sales, the money in the sales was always for the labels, not the artist. The artist makes their money on performances. That's how it's always been. Unless you're huge and then you can get money. But even then, that money is not free. That money is a advance. It's a confirmed advance. Anyway, we could talk about this all day. Okay. Okay. When does a venue not have a music license? Do you think DJs leave their own, or is this a loophole? Every venue that has performances, is supposed to have a license. I don't look into it because that's not my job. If you book a venue that doesn't have a music license and then somebody says you can't play music here, that's not my problem. I don't want to be the fixer of everything. I have a job to do. I'm a DJ. I own a company. I send DJs out. That's what we do. I'm not there to make sure that the venue's power works. I'm not there to make sure that the venue has all of their legal things in place. That's not my job. That's not my job. You know, that's your job as a client deciding to go somewhere. It's your job to do the research, or you're a party planner. It's not my job. My job is to play music and get people dancing. That's it. That's my job. And I don't want to do more than I need to. If I have to do more, if I'm doing more, then I got to charge you more. Oh, you don't want to pay that? Then it's not my job. I'm not going to help you set up place settings. I'm not going to help you move furniture. We are not all on one team, as party planners love to put it out there. We're just one big team helping each other. Well, it feels like I'm doing all the helping. What are you doing for me? So no, I'm not an ass. You know, if I can, somebody comes up and says, hey, a vendor walks up and says, hey, can I borrow some tape? Here you go. Hey, you have an extra extension cord? Here you go. Yeah, sure. Bring it back. Oh, you didn't bring it back? And I got to buy another extension cord. Okay, cool. But there are levels and there are differences, and I'm not there. I'm not the one. Call it cocaine. Another reason to mix faster is that attention spans for most people is a lot shorter than before. People need constant stimulation. Yeah, I have 2 whole videos on why you're supposed to mix faster. 2 whole videos. So if you want to know all the details, go watch both videos. One video I break it down. The second video I go into detail from the people that complained about the first video. I think I've said enough on it. There's no more that I need to say. Okay. You are the realest person in the world. Thank you. I don't know that I am. I just think I'm honest. I think that's the issue. I'm honest. And for some reason, I feel like people just aren't honest with themselves or with other people. And the funny thing is, most of the time, for most people that actually meet me for the first time, I'm an asshole to them because I'm honest. I don't have filters. Something's bothering me, I'm going to tell you. If I don't like something, I'm going to tell you. The difference is, after I tell you, I'm good. I'm no longer angry about things. I just move on. But I'm going to tell you. I'm going to get it off my chest and then move on. So a lot of people don't like realness. A lot of people don't like realness. But that's me. Can't change now. Too old. Okay. DJ Metro, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you, fam. Who else we got here? G Kenny. Thank you, man. Thank you for the support. I appreciate you, honestly. Yeah. So yeah, and I see the Velocity Runner says I have so much music. Yeah. I'm trying to get rid of music. There's so much music that I don't personally need. I need music for my parties. I need music for me, stuff that I like and stuff that I like to DJ with. And I need music for, really, the DJing part is the music for parties. And then if I'm DJing, like, I don't know, cool vibe clubs, that's the music I like to play when I'm not DJing a regular party. So that's all the music I need. I don't need much more. Is it cool to have? I guess. But like I said, I need to get rid of music. Not get rid of it. I need to take it off the computer. I need to throw it on an external hard drive, just sitting somewhere on a shelf that I don't even touch. We need to treat music like we treat clothing, like we treat stuff in the garage in a box. If you haven't played that song in over a year, get rid of it. It means you're not playing it. And who cares if like, oh, I play this song once every 10 years. That's a streaming song for you right there, in my opinion. So, I don't know. Time to clean house. Catherine in the building. What's going on? Good to see you. What's a good outdoor wireless mic? Again, it all depends on the distance. Every microphone has a distance setting in it. And if you always have to read the fine print on microphones because they like to trick you. You know, they'll say something like, up to 100 feet away. And then they'll have in small print on an empty dance floor in an empty field. Well, that's not real. In reality, with people, you're probably getting, 45 feet. So you have to be aware of that. And there's other ones, and then you get to the higher price ones, and it'll say stuff like, up to, 400 feet, 500 feet. That's with people. So it just depends. Like if you get yourself like a, I always thought that the cheap ones from Shure, the battery powered ones, they're like the PG digitals, but not the PGX ones. I never liked those. Their range is terrible. BLX's range is terrible. The BLX will say up to 100 feet with clear line of sight. Well, that's too vague. That means that you're going to get screwed. So you need the ones that say, guaranteed to 100 feet and more. Then you know that any place you're at, you won't have a problem. Okay. I live with a Cuban wife. She's all about the realness, whether I want to hear it or not. Yeah, exactly. Powerhouse LSU. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Yeah. And look, I have a Jewish wife. Same thing, any ethnic people are going to tell you how it is, whether you like it or not. We are running into this issue right now with our children because, my wife is hard. Like I'm hard on my son. My wife is like, she'll tell you flat out, like my kids are dancers and my daughter she's 11. Hey mom, look at this thing I just did in class today in my dance class, blah, blah. And she's like, she'll look at it and go, your shoulders are drooping. And it's just natural for her to critique, and don't get me wrong. She's the most loving mom. She's like pure nurturer. Like it's not like that. But when it comes to those things, she does not hesitate to call you out. So, I run into that. I'm more like that with my son. Look, my girls are my girls. I can't, there's things that I know that I can't, they're my girls, but my son, oh, left, right. He's a DJ. He's a dancer. He'll come out and be like, hey, what do you think about this? I'm like, wasn't bad. You need to do this. Like without question, but it will make him a better person. And I know that's why she does what she does. It is what it is. Ashley, it's always a struggle to clear your crates. There's no such thing as I have never met anybody that had perfect crates. Because you're always adding stuff, maybe you're constantly making, new crates or new routines. And, like right now I'm almost in the process. I don't want to, but I'm almost to a point where like, there's just crates where if they're not specific, just deleting them. But what'll happen is you'll make a crate, you'll download a whole bunch of music. You'll have a, must find a place for these. And then that folder will just sit there. You're just like, I got to delete it. But then you're like, oh, I don't want to delete it because what if there's songs that I need to move and I've just forgotten to, and now I won't be able to find them or they won't show up. There's always something. It is what it is. Okay. Yeah, Brad says, I agree. I have so much music that might have been relevant at the time, but I won't play it again. Some of that stuff that's in there is timeless. 100% agree. Like I'm not going to delete Nat King Cole, Unforgivable. That's never going to happen. Even though I might play it, once every, I don't know, 50 events. I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to keep that in there. I'm going to keep Etta James in there. I'm going to keep specific country stuff, even if I know I don't play country, but those songs are timeless. And, if you drop a Red Solo Cup or something like that, people are still going to sing the damn song, so I know this about it. But I also know that there's tons of stuff that I downloaded when I was younger that not only do I not care about, but that unforgettable. Sorry, not unforgivable. It's a story about that. Anyway, if I'm not going to play it, especially like them old school, like old, 90s tracks, the songs that you thought were going to blow up, they never did. Nobody cares about. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. So yeah, I'm going to start deleting stuff. And then like the ones that were, maybe you downloaded something, maybe back in your LimeWire Napster days, and it's 96, KBS, like maybe you don't play that song anymore because of it. So maybe you should just get rid of it. Now I have a couple of songs that I could never get again, like for instance, I'm going back to my hip hop days. I disagree with the get rid of music. Great. Then you shouldn't do it. But that doesn't mean that it's wrong. I mean, if I walk into your closet and you got clothing from when you were 14 years old and clothing when you're 45 years old, I'm going to say, why do you have that 14-year-old music? Why do you have that? You're 14. You can't wear this anymore. So I don't think that you need to keep everything. Now, again, I'm not saying throw it away. I'm saying move it off your computer. Move it off your normal computer that you DJ with every day. Move it off of that one. Put it on a storage drive. Keep that storage drive maybe, in your backpack. But it doesn't need to be taking up space on your main DJ computer, especially if you are not playing it. That is just silly. That's all. Now, there are songs. If you keep them on the drive, it's the same thing. If you keep them on the drive, it's the same thing. Even if you move them off a playlist, they're still sitting in your crates. They're still taking up space. They're still taking up when you search, all those little things are happening. Now, again, but more importantly for me, it's taking up space. I know for a fact I got about 256 gigs of music on there. I play probably 25 gigs. And that's just a fact. I play probably 25 gigs of music at any one time. Now, do I strip down to 25 gigs? No. But if I strip down to say 175, 150, I guarantee you I'm getting rid of stuff I don't play. Guaranteed. Hold on. Let me look real quick. Let me look real quick here. Well, let's close this out. All right. Let's go to DJ Pro real quick. Yeah, there you go. Pablo. Yeah, he's going to set up a media server in his house. Perfect. But there's a difference between your work computer and your personal computer. Is all I'm saying. Okay. So let's take a look here at some audio here. I'm not even going to go into the crates. I am just going to go to audio, to the all. Okay. So here is all. All right. So here is all. All right. I'm going to go back to the beginning. All right. Prodigy. Yes, I would keep. Nutcracker. And no reason for that. Just to Get By remix. Yes. Lonely People. Yes. Ohio Players. Absolutely. Prince. Yes. Walked it. Yeah. These are all fine. Okay. But then you start scrolling down, I got, some old school Flip Mode Squad that doesn't matter. Filter. I love some Filter. I love some, you know, some good rock music. But the fact is, I'm not playing Filter on any party, and I haven't played Filter in forever. You know where I play Filter? I play Filter on my phone when I'm driving or when I'm cleaning the house. It doesn't need to be on my DJ computer. I'm not playing that, you know. And even the ones that I am playing, this is like Filter. That's a whole album, right? But like I will play like on Filter. What's that like? Save. What is that song? Save someone else. Yeah, that one. That's the only song that anybody even knows from Filter. You see what I'm saying? It's not realistic. Let me scroll down here. Okay, you know, these are all fine. Flowetree's whole album. Now, this right here, Flowetry is a personal choice. I love Flowetry, right? I will play some Flowetry tracks. Am I playing all the Flowetry tracks? No. So then why do I have all the Flowetry tracks on here? Nobody's going to ask for Getting Late. You know, they're going to ask for Butterflies. They're going to ask for Say Yes. You know, maybe I Needed You. Like, do you get what I'm saying here? So there are things in here that you don't need. You don't need whole albums of music. It's not necessary. Again, Anne-Marie, same thing. Portishead, love me some Portishead, you know, but I don't need Portishead necessarily on this DJ computer. I'm not playing Portishead on parties. You know, the whole Ludacris album, Linkin Park, Jay-Z. You know, there's a couple of songs on there. Exhibit, perfect example. I'm not playing, you know, all this Exhibit stuff. What I might play is, you know, X, you know, What You See Is What You Get. But that's it. So there are things in here, Idea and Abilities. Amazing group. I'm not playing Idea and Abilities on any party that I'm ever going to do. But it's good for me. It's good for me. Again, and I know people are saying it's all about the deep cuts. It's all about the deep cuts. I agree with you, but not on most people aren't playing that kind of stuff. Most people are not. Okay. I got, you know, Atmosphere. Great. I have like 5 albums. You know, Common. Love Common. However, there's only certain songs I'm playing from Common too. You know, Sway and King Tech. If you go back in the days, remember when they were coming out with their compilation albums? You know, there's that. You know, ABBA. Look at all the ABBA. Chaos. This is an amazing album from Chaos. However, I'm not playing Chaos on a party. I would probably play Paper Cuts. I'd play Saturday Morning. And even then, not because anybody asked, but because I just like the song, you know? I got some music from myself and my groups, and this is all from 2008. So a lot of this stuff, you know, I'm not even touching anymore. Take Six is jazz. I'm probably not playing Take Six, you know? Guy, I'm probably not playing a lot of Guy. I'm playing like 3 or 4 Guy songs. Tony. Same thing. I'm playing like 3 Tony songs. Okay. Luther Vandross, you know, yeah, I'm playing a couple. Dave Matthews Band. I got a shit ton of Dave Matthews. Dave Matthews. I got some B-side Dave Matthews, some private performance Dave Matthews. I'm never playing that stuff on a party. So it doesn't need to be on my DJ computer. Okay. That's all I'm saying here. That's all I'm saying. You know, so I can go through here and then just remove some things that I'm not playing. That I'm just not playing. You know, but as I look at it, it's not so bad in my back ones here. I've done a lot of cleaning as to begin with. So a lot of it is fine, except for the albums that I got to take off. But in general, this isn't bad. Okay. But then, you know, you go to, and let me take off Beat Source real quick for a minute. Okay. So, all the stuff that I have downloaded lately is only stuff that like I know I'm going to play or request, like a request, people ask for a request. So, it's not that big of a deal. Peso Pluma for the Latin stuff. These are all requests. No, actually I did a Motown gig. And I don't know what all this stuff is. I actually don't know what this stuff is, but do you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what any of this stuff is. I don't even know how I got on my thing. 6/18/23. Yeah, I don't know what this is. I'm gonna have to listen to it. Can't listen to it now, obviously. But the most important part, I got a lot of like cipher breaks. This is all like breakbeat music, all that stuff. That's for me. That's not for any parties that I do. But every so often, if I do one, I do have some 2 Live Crew in here. But let's go to plays because I just reset this thing. I thought I reset it. No, there's no way I reset this. I think I have to reset it because I haven't played Crisscross Jump 30,000 times. You know what? I'm not going to reset it right now. But yeah. So, yeah, interesting. I did reset it, but I don't know why. It looks like these things did not reset themselves because the other ones are looking pretty normal. Yeah, like the horror medley. This is my normal medley for bar mitzvahs. It says 114 plays. So I know I've reset it because I've played that medley more than 114 plays. But that's Serato for you. Serato likes to be stupid. Yeah, but okay, but that's everything, right? And then you have your crates, and then you can have multiple crates of everything. So that can screw you. But like adult pop crate, what is there? 292 songs. 292 songs that I have in here for my crates. For this adult crate. I stay in this crate and I stay in this crate more than any crate in my folder here. There's 111 songs on here and there are 292 songs here. Okay, this is pretty much where I stay. So, what is that? 400 songs? So, in general, 400 songs. Okay. Now, I know I jump in and out of stuff, but this is over time of me pulling in stuff that I'm like, oh, why isn't this in my normal folder? So that's 400 songs. All right. I'm not saying you should only have 400 songs, but I'm saying 400 songs. That's it. Not a big deal. 400 songs at what? 5 megs? What is that? 5 megs, 400 songs? What is that? 2,000? 2,000. So that's what? Is that 2 gigs? Can't be 2 gigs. Is my math right? No, because 1,000, 20 gigs. Sorry. So anyway, all I'm saying, don't delete everything, obviously. But, and remixes, Pablo? Oh, that's a whole nother animal. Okay, remix. Let me just type in remix. Remixes. I have, not so bad, 254 remixes, supposedly. But that doesn't count the edits and the flips and all that stuff. No, I'm sorry. That's remixes in my adult pop crate. So that's a lot. Remixes. Right? Let's go to all. Remix. Let's go to this one. Yeah. No, I'm not I'm not saying that you shouldn't have as much music as you need, and then some. I'm not saying that. Oh, DJ Kenny, just DM me when we get off of here. Yeah, that's the girlfriend one. If I was your girlfriend, yeah, just DM me. So I'm not saying not to have music. You should definitely have music, but you don't need it all. You don't need all them low files. Let's see how many bad files I have here. Let's see how many bad files. What is that? Sample rate? Not sample rate. Not sample rate. Oh, this thing is so small. It's hard for me to see. Bit rate. There we go. Okay. So bit rate. Obviously, I try to keep it at, 320. Here, let me move it over here so it's easier to see. I try to keep it at 320, 256, but let's go here. I mean, and some of these things, one of the things that gets confusing, because for a minute I went in and I was like, I know what the word is. I just couldn't see the damn thing. For a minute I went in and I was like, let me just delete everything that's 128. And then it occurred to me that I had a whole bunch of, or 96. I had a whole bunch of white labels. And the white label, if you guys didn't know about this was Serato's, was it Serato? Yeah, it was Serato's DJ pool. All right. And I believe it was Serato. And it was called White Label. But the way that it was Serato, because the way they got around making sure that it was for DJs and it was for people that used their software, it was 96 kilobits when you played it on your computer, or like 128. I think it was 96. But the moment you plugged in any compatible Serato device, it would jump it up to like 256 or 320. I think it was a variable. So if you just look at your computer, you have no idea. You have absolutely no idea that it's the one. You have to make sure you see the white label and go, oh, don't delete that. It's white label. But that was annoying. Yeah. So let's see here. Some of these things are videos, but let's see. How many tracks do I have that are just shitty? All right. 24. Wait, this is 32. Like what? See this? What the hell is 32? Why do I have anything remotely this close? This shouldn't be in my folder. These shouldn't be here. What are these things? That is so weird. Okay, but let's drop. All right, so 128. We'll stop at 128. We'll say 128 is passable, right? In a pinch. All right, so 128. All right, I'm trying to figure out. I thought the numbers were on here. I guess they're not on the. They're not on the all or all audio. I thought they were. Okay, back to what I was saying here. So yeah, I can in theory go through all of this. That's not 128 or lower, and literally strip all this stuff out. Just get rid of it. And there's a number of songs. There's a number of files here. See, but look, this is what I'm saying. See? White label, white label, white label. So white labels were all 32 kilobits. And then once you plugged it in, they would jump up to a thing. So these are all white label files. This is why I can't delete them. But it is very misleading if you were just to go in here and just quickly delete stuff. You see? So, yeah, these are all white labels. All these 32s are white labels. Every single one of them is a white label. Almost every single one of them. This other, oh, the heavy. Okay. I can't get the heavy back. That's for me. That's a me thing. And I believe I thought that was white label too. Anyway. Yeah, then we got 64s. 64s. These are all, obviously, all of this trash is YouTube bullshit. And probably some LimeWire stuff. Guaranteed. Yeah, look, made with real jukebox. Oh, Happy Feet. Happy Feet made with real jukebox. Oh, God. Oh, man. Okay. But you see, nobody's perfect here. Here's 96. I guarantee you these are, and keep in mind, another factor that comes into play is that, when we first started ripping CDs, you didn't have all these higher bit rates. So we were stuck with 96. We're like, 96 sounds good to me. You do 96. They didn't have, 320. So a lot of these files were rips. What are you going to do? Re-rip them. So I don't re-rip everything. What I do is if a song has a lower bit rate, I go on to any of my streaming server, my pools, and I try to download the next file. That's it. That's all you can do. Cause let's see here. When do I get up to, you see, there's a lot of trash in here. I would say, when do I get up to 196? I don't get up to 196. And I know there are variable bit rates and all that stuff, but I don't get up to 192 until maybe a third. And then, and then I have some huge ones. Look, 1411. What the hell's 1411? Why the hell is that so damn high? Okay. Anyway. Oh, it could have been a WAV file. That's probably what it is. So anyway, what I'm saying is, you got to get into a point of just, see, I beat you to it, Mixmaster. Beat you to it. I beat all of you to it. None of you are correcting me this time. I did. When I see it, I'd already said it. Doesn't matter when you said it and when you typed it. I'm telling you when I see it. Sorry, man. You can't beat the laws of time travel. Speed of light only goes so fast. Sorry. Anyway, all right. It's late. I've spent a lot of time talking. I don't want to talk anymore. See, Fata's internet bandwidth did you dirty. I don't know when he sent that, but for me, it's immediate. I have it on super. My OBS is on like the fastest it can come through. Mixmaster's typing like this. Sorry, man. Sorry. Anyway. So I am buying a new phone. I don't know what phone I'm going to get, but it will be a new phone and new reality show I produced. Okay. I don't know which one I'm going to get yet. I like the periscope. It's not even a periscope lens. It's just a 5x lens. I do like that fact. I don't know. I'm still on the fence. We shall see what I do. Anyway, get up Samsung. That is definitely not going to happen. I don't care how good Samsung is. And every so often, I look at the Samsung and I go, that's really cool. Especially that smaller flip that you can flip out to a larger screen. So it's essentially a phone and an iPad all at the same time. That's really cool. It's not cool? Not having AirDrop. It's not cool? Not being able to control my Apple TV. It's not cool? Not being able to, know where my family is without jumping through hoops. See, Pro Max. See, I might get the Pro Max this time. I might get it. I think I might get it this time. Yeah. Oh, the coolest thing about it, it's something that they talked about, but it wasn't really a big deal. But it is a big deal. You can record ProRes from your phone with an external hard drive. That's a pro feature right there. That is an absolute pro feature. That alone, I'm like, because, every so often I do use my phone, and the phone is very good. The quality is very good as long as you have light. As long as you have light, it can match lots outside on a sunny day. It comes real close to my A7 IV outside on a sunny day. 500 songs ought to fit nicely. Yeah, it's plenty. I can fit my whole thing. Yeah. So when I send stuff over to, actually, when I send stuff over, you know what? I think I exported my crates. One more thing before I go, because I do have a 1 o'clock call. So I'm going to pull out my thumb drive real quick. That did not sound good. Hold on. Let me just check that out real quick. Yo, I just booked my first wedding. Yeah? Dope. When is it? Next week. Can you believe it? Next week. Okay. Do you have any gear? Yeah. I have 2 12-inch speakers. Okay. Well, you might want to rent or borrow somebody's sub. Okay. All right. That's cool. What about microphone? You have a microphone? Well, I mean, I have a corded microphone. Yeah, again, you might want to go out and rent or borrow somebody's wireless microphone. Okay. A week from now is pretty quick. Do you have all the music? Do you have everything they need? I have some music, but I have like my SoundCloud streaming service, and if I need to, YouTube. How much are they paying you? Bro, 6 hours plus the ceremony, $300. Oh, you're good. Yeah? Yeah, you're good, man. You're good. Have a good time. Sweet. Thanks, man. Okay, I think this is my drive. Let me see here. I gotta look into it real quick to make sure. Okay. No name. Pioneer. No, this is not it. Is this still plugged in? Oh, okay. I don't know where my drive is. I'm sure it's somewhere. I thought it was this one, but I know it's a different one. I've been moving through different bags. So it's not in here. Okay. I'll find out next time and then I will post. Because honestly, it's nowhere near as big as I thought it should be. It's like, I think it was somewhere around when I just exported all my crates only. So not everything. Because that's the key here. Okay. And the last thing, and then we got to go. That's the key. And Feta, it won't require a different cable. Any USB-C cable will work. But that's the issue. If you actually do a really good job with your crates, putting things in crates, okay, and you're religious about it, I don't care if you have 90 crates. I'm just saying they're all in a crate somewhere. If you export your crates, that should be how much music you use at a given time. Okay. Like because normally speaking, when people are searching, they're not really searching. They're searching their crates. So, whatever's in your crates, that's probably your main thing. And like, I have my Latin crates, club crates, my private party crates, routine crates, all of these crates are there. So everything should be there. So when you export that should be how much music you're using at any given moment. And whatever that size is, that's probably, add another 25 to 50 gigabytes of music. And that should be the maximum that you need. Move all that stuff off to another drive. All of it. What Mac are you using? A MacBook Pro 14, 32 gigs of RAM, 2 terabyte drive, M1, 10 core. Yeah. The one right before the Max. Well, it used to be before the Max. Now I think my M1 is like the base model of the M2. But that's just the way things work. Okay. Have you had any issue with your Rev 7 fader leak when you turn your curve past down 4? Yes. Not 4. But there is a cutoff for the number, and you just have to find that cutoff. I think I might do cutoff. I think mine's at 5, to be honest with you. I think my fader cutoff is 5. Well, let's see. I don't know if it's gonna pop up. Rev utility. Okay. Fader preferences. I'm sorry. No, mine is set to 3 in sharp. Always like to beat loop by a specified number of beats. Although I always say this, and then I find that no matter what I do, my preferences never save. They're always resetting themselves. I only care about one thing, and that is my loop roll. Every time I reset it, every time I start up the thing again, my loop roll is at like 32. That's it. Anyway. All right. I do have 4 minutes until my next call. Should I leave it at 3? I have mine at 0. Everybody's different, but for whatever reason, when mine was at 0, I was getting bleed. So 3 is like, to me, 3 for the crossfader. I will get an occasional bleed at 3, an occasional, but not much, and I'll deal with that. Yeah. So, but 0, I was getting bleed all the time. All right. When's my next call? I got to stop doing these 3-hour calls. First call is at 1 o'clock. Pre-event planning call. Okay. Oh, party planners. Sorry, I'm looking ahead now. I love when people ask me, because it says, what is this call regarding? And then the information says best package options and availability. Translation, cheaper? The prices are there. So you don't need me to tell you. Those are the best prices. You know, I deal with a lot of ethnicities, right? You know, Jews, Israelis, Persians, you know, anything and everything, Hispanics. And the number one thing that I always draw, is this the best price you can do? Yes, it is. Like it's just a dumb question. It's a dumb question. Oh, well, you know what? I really wanted you to pay more, but you caught me. You got me. No, it's not the best price I can do. I'm gonna take off some money just because you asked. It's dumb. It's a dumb question. I keep all my music on my computer. I do not do externals. Talk to Mixmaster G if you want to talk about externals. I had one bad experience with externals, and I was done. Literally, I was working a party, and somebody was like trying to grab for something or whatever, and then they hit my external, and it pulled the plug out. And this was when you remember when, like, if something happened, like if the USB came out of your controller, your computer would die. This was like that weird Intel phase with their Macs and Serato. Well, it was around that time. And then when the external popped out and then everything crashed and I had to reset the computer, and then it was slow. It's not like these new M1s now that boot up in like, 25 seconds. This was a good, 3-4 minute process. And after that, I was done with externals because I was all about the externals until that point. Now I don't, but it's also 1 o'clock. So, I gotta go. Thank you guys for hanging out today. I appreciate you always. It's always a great time hanging with you. I have to do a Chevet video, today or tomorrow. I have to do the Mix-On video this weekend. So there will be more videos coming out. Anyway, so sit tight for that. In the meantime, go to my IG. I'm always on IG. You need to talk to me, you can always send me a DM, and we'll go from there. But for all the people that are working this weekend, because I do have weddings and stuff, I'm just not on them because of Rosh Hashanah. For all the people that are working this weekend, remember, it's all about having fun. Have great parties, and I'll see you next week. Peace out.